All right, let's dive right into this explainer. We really need to cut through the massive, and I mean massive amount of hype in the generative space right now and figure out what the best AI video generator actually means for builders, developers, and creators in 2026. The landscape has totally exploded, right? Stuff that was literally science fiction just a couple of years ago is now casually sitting behind an API key. But here's the catch. Not all of these models are built for the same job. So today, we're focusing squarely on the leading models and doing a deep API analysis to help you map the exact right infrastructure to your specific workflow.
Here's a quick look at our roadmap. We've got 6 sections. First, the 2026 landscape and criteria. Second, cinematic quality and long form. Third, speed and social media. Fourth, the open source revolution. Fifth, access paths and APIs. And finally, section 6, we'll build out the ultimate decision matrix. Let's get into it.
You know, there's a saying going around that picking the best AI video generator without strict infrastructure checks is just picking based on demo footage. And honestly, that perfectly captures our core philosophy today. We are looking at gritty, real-world production realities here, not those flashy, cherry-picked demos you see going viral. It is incredibly easy to be wowed by a perfectly curated clip on X or LinkedIn, but let's be real. When you're actually building a product or running an agency pipeline, those demos mean absolutely nothing. We really need to look under the hood.
Okay, Section 1, the 2026 landscape and criteria separating polish from production.
A huge trap right now is that most reviews out there totally conflate how nice a consumer app feels with how good the underlying model actually is. But if you're building a real pipeline, that slick app polish, it doesn't follow you. Only the raw model quality does. You're going to be calling the model through an API, handing bytes over to your own system, and rendering your own UI. So you have to completely isolate the raw capability of the model from the fancy web wrapper it happens to come in. To do that, there are 6 absolute, non-negotiable dimensions you have to weigh. You've got to look at output quality, meaning motion coherence and identity stability. You need to understand your latency and your true effective unit cost per usable second because you have to factor in failed generations. Then, you absolutely must verify commercial use rights, check the actual API availability, and test throughput for concurrent generations. Skip literally any of these, and I guarantee you'll find out about it the hard way once you're in production.
Moving on to Section 2, cinematic quality and long form, the heavyweights. 120 seconds. Let that sink in for a second, because that number is colossal. 120 seconds is the maximum clip generation length Google Veo 3.1 can hit right now. It sets a massive cinematic baseline for the entire industry. And when you combine that continuous length with its native audio capabilities, where dialogue, sound effects, and ambient noise are all generated in a single pass, it completely changes the game for long-form narrative. So when we compare the giants, Veo 3.1 is really leading the pack. You're getting 4K output at around 15 cents a second on its fast tier, fully baked with native audio and robust access through the Gemini and Vertex APIs. Now, on the flip side, we have OpenAI's Sora 2. It has brilliant long-form coherence up to 25 seconds natively. But here's the massive catch. OpenAI actually announced they're sunsetting the Sora API in late 2026. So despite its incredible quality, it is essentially useless if you're trying to build a long-term shipping product on it right now.
All right, Section 3, speed and social media. Fast, mobile-ready output.
Now 12. This number is an absolute game changer. 12 is the number of multimodal files you can feed directly into ByteDance's CGens 2.0 for a single generation. We are talking about combining up to 9 reference images, 3 distinct videos for camera movement, plus audio files all simultaneously. This isn't just your standard text-to-video anymore. This gives you actual director-level control over the output using multiple reference anchors. If you're building for short-form social, speed and format compliance definitely beat out raw 4K cinematic resolution. Both Kling 3.0 and Seedance 2.0 are absolute powerhouses here, offering native 9:16 aspect ratios. Kling 3.0 stands out with a super generous 66 daily free credits and just unmatched control over realistic human motion and lip syncing. But Seedance 2.0, it acts as this incredible dark horse, giving you 2K resolution driven by those multi-file references we just talked about, which is absolutely perfect for matching an exact brand aesthetic.
Section 4. The Open Source Revolution. Total Ownership.
This space is for the builders and studios who want to completely escape the trap of 0 per second billing on cloud APIs. Alibaba's Wansan series and Lightricks LTX 2.3 are leading this charge.
They are incredibly competitive open weights models, offering up to 4K resolution and native synced audio, all under very permissive Apache 2.0 licenses. Yes, you're trading a slight edge in raw, out-of-the-box cinematic perfection compared to something like Veo, but in return, you get the massive advantage of self-hosting, absolute privacy, and total open-source freedom.
Next up, Section 5, Access Paths and APIs calling the models. Because having the best model is great and all, but deciding exactly how you integrate it into your tech stack is where the real engineering actually happens. You've got to choose your routing carefully. Direct APIs, like hitting Google Vertex for Veo, give you much cleaner pricing, a strict service level agreement, and are definitively cheaper at high volume for a single model. However, aggregation layers like Fao.ai, they are amazing because they let you instantly swap out Veo for Seedance or Kling without rewriting your entire codebase. That flexibility is invaluable when you're A/B testing or want to offer your users multiple choices.
Now, a quick reality check if you go the open source route with WAN or LTX. While you definitely avoid those per-second API fees, remember that open source is free. Kind of like how a puppy is free, right? You still have to pay for the idle costs of running H100 GPUs 24/7, plus all the engineering overhead for queuing and monitoring. Those are massive hidden costs. Self-hosting really only wins financially if you have continuous, high-throughput workloads. If your traffic is bursty, just stick to the API route. It's almost always cheaper.
Finally, Section 6, the ultimate decision matrix, mapping models to workflows.
This is the payoff. Let's map these tools to specific use cases. If you're an agency producing high-end brand campaigns, cinematic YouTube long-form, or client pitch videos where the budget allows for it, Veo 3.1 is your undisputed quality king. Its physics simulation, lighting, and audio integration all happening in a single pass set the definitive baseline that everything else is measured against. On the other hand, for social creators and marketers who need highly realistic human subjects and vertical formats that ship fast, Kling 3.0 provides the best overall value. Its ability to handle complex human motion, combined with that native 15-second narrative mode, makes it the community workhorse for TikTok and Reels. No complex workarounds required.
Now, for the professional editors and VFX artists out there who are totally willing to tackle a steep learning curve, Runway Gen 4.5 gives you unparalleled directorial control. It might not always win on raw, out-of-the-box photorealism every single time, but its multi-motion brushes and highly precise camera tools make it the definitive choice for the Creative Pros toolkit.
And if you want to use reference videos and images to meticulously guide camera movement and ensure rigid subject consistency, Seedance 2.0 is your powerhouse. Like we said, it's the dark horse of 2026, offering an incredible reference-to-video workflow driven by up to 12 reference files that the closed models simply do not match natively yet.
Lastly, for developers building internal tools or enterprises who need to run generations on their own hardware with absolute data privacy and zero API limits, you deploy WAN or LTX. They bring real 4K quality and consumer GPU-friendly latency right to the open source community.
So, to wrap all of this up, the absolute best AI video generator in 2026 isn't just one single magical model. It's a tight, highly specific fit between your output spec, your access path, and your unit economics. Ultimately, the leaderboard you trust should be your own. So, based on all the data we've unpacked today, which infrastructure is going to power your next build?